AFTV, Marty, we're just getting that news that's just come through about Saka. You know, got to ask you about it immediately. Saka, the manager's saying he's going to be out for at least 2 months, right? Which normally, when we say that Arsenal, count that as 3 months. I heard a rumour today he could be out for the whole season. I mean, it's really bad news for Arsenal, and surely we're going to have to go into the transfer market, especially when you watch the game tonight and, you know, we struggle to break down Ipswich.
First of all, Merry Christmas and a Happy
Christmas.
New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's never going to be great news when you've got one of the best players in Europe and he's going to be injured for a period of time. You're going to miss him regardless, even if it's for 2 or 3 games, because he is that player that makes a difference, comes on and changes games, unlocks defences, scores vital goals at vital times, and to have him for a period of time. But look, for me, he was kind of in the red zone for a long time, since probably was it Euros. He's been playing. He's been used a lot, and it was going to be a matter of time before this happened. Unfortunately, it's happened for us now. But on a positive note, we are right by the January transfer window. So look, if there was any time to reinforce and strengthen, how do you change like for like on a player like that? I don't know, because he's probably potentially could be a generational talent. But then today, look, for me, this game today against Ipswich, I would have loved to have, ploughed through the tractor boys, but it just didn't happen like that. And 1-0 to the Arsenal was a good result. It's a decent result. You need these 1-0, 1-0 to the Arsenal. You need these performances where I think sometimes you grind something out of nothing. I think in time,
You'd be grinding it out against Ipswich.
Yeah, look, I get it, I understand, but look, they did not come here to score loads of goals and be, in open play against us and go toe to toe with us. They didn't set out like that. They were set out with 11 men behind the ball, with a low block, and they defended very well. And look, very, very quickly on, they come out of the blocks very quickly. Within the first 30 seconds, they flashed the ball across the goal, which got a little knock on. And if their players there, that's in the back of the net. That's a different game. That's them defending a 1-0 lead. And that is, it would be throwing everything against. And as the further and the longer this game goes on, the harder it becomes. Because unless you unlock this defence, luckily, Trossard down the left-hand side, lays that ball onto Havertz. And I think sometimes he can be underestimated for, the goals that he pops up with at certain times. That was being in the right place at the right time as a number 9. We've seen him do it, and today he broke the deadlock, and it was early on in the game, and then it allowed us to play a bit more freely. Yes, was it the most exciting of games? No, it wasn't. It was quite stale in parts, and we did find it hard to break them down, but we did break them down. We did get that goal, and I'd rather defend. We didn't even have to defend that lead. It was, these games can always be quite tricky. After Boxing Day, after Christmas, in between New Year's Eve, there's a lot of games coming thick and fast, and you need to manage the team that you've got, manage the players. Have we got Wanyeri on the bench that can do a job? Yes, we have. I thought Miles Lewis-Skelly, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. What he is showing, how he's filled that role. Some of his turning, his battling, his duels. He really put the boot in and showed to us. That's what we need from every player on the pitch. And, considering he's a young player that's coming through, what an absolutely phenomenal performance, and he should be pleased with himself.
Yeah. Now, Marty, listen, right? Saka's out.
Yeah.
Again, I've got to go back to it. In January, with January transfer window just round the corner, who do we go and get?
Gyokeres, and I'll tell you exactly why. If we don't get Gyokeres, for me personally, that's the guy that I would get, and the reason, and I'll explain why. If we don't get him in January, obviously Ruben Amorim at Manchester United, you'd like to think that he would probably potentially favour a transfer to Man U, even though it looks like they're not going to have Champions League football, and it looks like, who knows where they're going to be. But for me, go and get him now. He's scoring goals. Is it a risk? You're spending a lot of money for a player that, okay, he's scoring a lot of goals internationally, he's scoring a lot of goals in the Portuguese league. Can he replicate that form in the Premier League? Now, for me, he plays with Havertz. You can play him with Havertz because he's a direct number 9, and you can play Havertz as that sort of number 10 role in and around him, and obviously with Odegaard, and as we saw today, what I did like is Jesus going on the right-hand side and Havertz going in the middle and them swapping around where necessary. And I just think that Gyokeres, he's that instinctive killer with that finishing ability that he's going to, give us definitely another outlet, and it's going to change how we set up attacking wise against other teams, I think. And yeah, out of all of the other, the Osherman, for me, he's quite wasteful with chances. And listen, Isak from Newcastle, for me, he's too injury prone, and we're not going to get him. I don't think. Yeah, Gyokeres.
Our number 6 is the king of Brazil. Our central half, he'll give you all. Our one at the back is Gabriel. Ole ole, ole ola, ole ola.